One of the things I love the most about this car is the cherry interior, and today I gotta tear it up. So I've been talking about this for some time. I have been putting it off. I've been trying to avoid doing it. But today for TueZday Garage, I am gutting the interior in order to replace the heater core. I've gotten some great feedback from some of you in the past saying that it's not necessarily take the dash out, you don't need to replace everything, but for a car that is 25, 26 years old, I have no problem replacing everything. And in fact, I'm going to actually use this opportunity to do a little bit of coolant line rerouting and switching some of the rubber lines out for silicone lines. Hopefully, this is one of the last times in a long while that I need to drain the coolant, because you guys know how much I love my coolant, man. I also want to look at the way I have the expansion tank and maybe kind of reroute that. And I am going to replace the heater core and everything inside. Even back when I had this car in Hawaii, I noticed coolant on the inside. I thought maybe it was from something else, but ever since I came here to Texas and I've been driving in the cool air and needing to use the heat, when the vents are not recirculating, I can smell coolant. When I get on the car and accelerate hard, I smell coolant. And if I have the heat on in general, I smell coolant. I know that the heater core is wasted, so we're gonna gut it out. I just finished the entire first semester of my schooling. Basically, I'm halfway through my year. I've got an extended weekend. What better time than to get right into this kind of a project? Without any further ado, let's put some music on, take our time, chillax, and start ripping this interior out. Amici, that went so much quicker than I could have possibly anticipated. Looking at my watch, it's only been maybe an hour, so that was awesome. And I've never done that before. I've never taken the dash out of a Z before, but seen enough pictures and seen enough people like posting pictures of doing it that it seemed pretty straightforward. I knew how to get down to just the dashboard, and then from there, it's just a couple of screws and it pulls right out, so it's really not too complicated. She is out, man. She's on the ground. Everything is good to go, and everything inside, man, holy cow at all the stuff that is behind the dash, man. The great and powerful Oz lives behind the dash. And one thing I'm noticing, man, I see just a lot of things that, you know, they don't really concern me, but they're things that I'm gonna take care of. I wanna readdress the question of why are you removing the whole dash? You probably could have done what you needed to do without taking everything out. And while that may be true, there is some value in taking the dash out. One, the car is 25, 26 years old now. This is a great opportunity to just take things out, clean them, inspect them, get rid of dust, get rid of grime, get rid of all of that junk. Two, again, because of the age and just because of the way plastic is, over time it gets cracks, it starts to get brittle and fall apart. In fact, I had several pieces that fell apart on me, they just crumbled. I need to look at replacing those if I just want to have something cherry long term. Three, this allows me an opportunity to actually sanitize the ducting of the car itself. I mean, because dust is just dead skin, right? So how many people's dead skin is inside this car? And you know what? Let's just get rid of all of that, because that's that's kind of disgusting. So I want to get rid of that. And 4, since I moved to El Paso and since my car sits in the hot sun every day when I'm in class, the actual dash has started to peel up at the vents. So this gives me an opportunity to like legit repair the dash while it's out of the car and be good to go there. And number 5, over the years, there's been wiring. I've removed a lot of wiring. I've put wiring in. I've taken wiring. I'm gonna keep saying wiring. I want to go through and legit clean up this wiring. I already made it a conscious effort to like build my own harnesses, but I really want to go back through and really clean everything up. This took so little time than I thought it was going to take. So now I have the rest of the day to keep tearing this down. We're going to be down to the heater core, and then we'll talk about all the coolant related stuff and the way forward from there. Holy cow, man. I've gotten pretty far on this. There is nothing left in here but wiring. All the ducting is removed. The last piece is the actual robot, if you will, with the heater core inside of it. Just need to get to where I can disconnect the coolant lines, and then this should just pull right out. Everything else about it is disconnected and bolted. Ooh, man. Everything is pretty dirty, pretty dusty. I'm really actually glad I took the time to go ahead and do this. It'll be nice to just really get rid of all the dust, sanitize everything, and just kind of reseal, repair, just really kind of refresh everything that's under the dash, man. Also including all the wiring. This wiring, I mean, it was all ran very, very well, but now it's gonna be extremely tucked away. Now I'm at a point where I need to drain the coolant to kind of go any further. I also have all the vents out of the car, so tonight in my leisure, I could go ahead and clean and sanitize all those vents. That's good. I need to make a mention to LeWildZ on Instagram. He said he pulled the heater core without removing the dash. Good sir, you have magical wizard midget fingers. I don't know how. Wow. Just freaking wow. Booyah! Freaking winning, man. Everything is out. It is right there. It is completely out. It's freaking dirty, man. And look at this foam stuff. If I touch it, it just crumbles to dust. Yeah, that's disgusting, and that needs to be completely replaced. I'm definitely gonna be taking the rest of the evening to clean it up, refurbish things that I can, repair cracks, repair this. I mean, stuff is so brittle just because it's so old. Tore a lot of stuff out of this part, so I think I'm gonna get to all that tomorrow. I think just the rest of tonight, I'm just gonna chill, sanitize, clean. Yeah, and then I think we're gonna do heavy focus on all the coolant stuff tomorrow. This is going really well, so I'm really excited. You know, knock on wood, right? Everything's good to go. One other thing, check out this blower motor, man. Look at this freaking, it's disgusting. There's a lot of disgusting stuff, man. And we're gonna abolish all that junk from the car immediately. It's incredible how much room is in here. It's not too bad. Whoever owned the car before me just hack jobbed the crap out of the stereo. So if there's any way I could clean that up, I definitely am going to. But yeah, tonight I'm gonna clean. I might get back with you when I'm at least the heater completely cleaned and refurbished. Yeah, I'll see you then. So I'm not gonna lie, man. When I pulled the heater core out, I almost was gonna call myself a liar because I didn't see coolant anywhere inside the cabin of the car, and I was like, man, I hope this wasn't all in my head or something else. Until I removed the control box for the climate control unit as a whole, and check this out. Massive amounts of corrosion going on here. There's obviously something that's been going on there, and I can see it up here in this joint too, which I believe this joint here is the one that actually swings open and closed. More once I start peeling it back, but yeah, it's definitely rotted. You know, this car spent its entire life on the island of Hawaii, and I can guarantee the heat was probably used about a dozen times in 20-something years. The less you use your heater core, the more stagnant the fluid inside of it just becomes, and if this fluid just sat in there for years upon years upon years, maybe decades, no crap, it rusted, man. I'm gonna slowly and methodically peel back this onion. I can't wait to get this thing clean and refurbished, and I'll be right back with you. I was actually thinking while I've been ripping this stuff apart, this explains why on the trip from Southern California, why I was smelling coolant every now and again while I was driving. The car was running hot, I was running the heater. I now have my climate control. I have it cranked to the highest heat and blasting, and we're keeping temperatures right between 220, 230. Now I know why, because I had never used the heater before that time. Never. But look, guys, everything is completely disassembled, man. And it is muck city in there, man. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to get it worked out. Just a little teaser. Do you remember that subframe I was working on? Bruh. Oh man. I know it's been a long time since we talked about that project, but yeah, that's still happening in the background of all the things. And I think we're about another month away from finishing that. It's gonna be sick, dude. It's gonna be sick nasty. All right, lots of cleaning, lots of sanitation, and I gotta get it all done while it's all still fresh in my head so I can put everything back together. This is good. I'm glad that this has been found and is being dealt with. Day 2, we're back. I've been working all night and all morning cleaning up that heater unit, and now it is completely refurbished and it's back together. It is so fresh. I redid all the grease and everything is good to go, man. It is awesome. Just a couple more things I gotta do. Actually get the heater core in, which is over here. Gonna get to that eventually. Right now, I've got a little bit of a welcome distraction from working on all the stuff under the dash. My good friend Roland is here, also a Z driver, and he brought this beautiful twin turbo. We're gonna do a little bit of work right now on it. Oh shoot, man. This thing is nice and it is a beast, man. A lot of work into this car. Freaking super clean, super clean. I really love the way his side skirts are blended in. That is one of the smoothest touches about this car. Upgraded turbos on this car. What kind of turbos did you say they are?
Stock turbos, but they were upgraded by a G-Pop shop.
All right. Sick. I'm gonna get to work on this, and so yeah, see you in a sec. So he had a set of stock armrests. He didn't actually have them installed. That's what I just spent my time doing. This interior is so freaking clean. I have never seen the dark interior with this kind of grayish slate. This is legit, man. I like this. This is giving me ideas for real. Got some custom setup here that's pretty freaking sweet. And we move up to where the money is. There's lots of good stuff going on in here, man. Lots of good stuff. This is a fully built forged bottom end, light headwork, upgraded turbos, I mean throttle bodies, Wind Factory fuel rail, the works. Flex fuel sensor back there so he can go full E85. Freaking beast. I wanted to show you this beauty because I have the good fortune of it being in my garage and us being able to work on it today. Really cool. Just wanted to make sure I shared it with you. All right, let's hear this thing fire up. This is after cleaning the blower motor and all the vents. Oh my gosh, dude. This thing is gonna be so much cleaner and so much more sanitary when it's over. It's the next day after yesterday's very welcome distraction working on Roland's Z, man. A lot has happened. Everything is back together. Everything is completely reconditioned, sanitized for her pleasure. And by her, I mean the Z. Come on, guys. Seriously. The heater, I completely disassembled that, reconditioned everything inside that. The AC box is already stripped out. We did that back in Hawaii. All the ducting has been cleaned, completely sanitized inside and out. I just have the dash bar and I'm going to recondition and paint that. I wish I had a little bit of foresight, and I wish the powder coater could do a one-day turnaround because you will never see it, but how sick would that be if we did that in the same Illusion Cherry that we're doing everything else? That'd be ridiculous. Stop it. All right, out to the garage. Big progress on the RBZ. It may not look like it, but man, I have made significant progress. All of this is completely rewired. I just so happen to have an extra Pioneer stereo harness laying around. Don't ask me why, man. That's just how it goes when you're a hoarder. The RCA cables are redone. All of the wiring harness that I did for my gauges is redone. Cleaned up things here and there. I redid everything that's down here. Everything's cleaned up and optimized, and everything's kind of positioned a little bit better and not so crammed in there. Also running a new vacuum line for the ECU, and I'm gonna be running the vacuum line for the boost gauge inside the car under the dash too, so that's gonna be all good, all fine. Another thing I did inside the car is you see that heater hose line that's right there between the PTU and the step resistor. That is the power cable for the amplifier, so hopefully that insulates it a bit from catching noise or electrical interference, frequency interference, so that'll be good to go. As I said, I'm redoing doing all the vacuum line in here just to really kind of optimize things a little bit more while I'm also doing the coolant line. That is the intent. I feel like I'm running out of time, so I'm really trying to kind of pick and choose my battles and decide what I need to do. The coolant lines aren't really something that I need to do. We're gonna have to kind of see how tomorrow goes. There's no school on Monday because it's a federal holiday here in the United States, so that's cool. I got a little extra time. I've been out here for, man, like all day. It is now evening time. It's close to 6 p.m. Probably gonna work on this a little bit more tonight, but it is almost time to kind of just chillax for the night and relax. I know it's dark in here, but one other thing I did, I took the dash bar out and painted it nice gloss black, so that is all good to go. Worked out some of the rust and all that other stuff. And, also, Ivan's here, man. Hola. Because tonight it's taco time. We're gonna have tacos. His wife's bringing over some tacos, so yeah, you can't go wrong with that. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, boys and girls. Well, actually, good afternoon. I'm looking quite disheveled because this morning when I woke up, I took a quick shower and I just got right into the RBZ, man. No time to waste. It is now just afternoon. I just kind of taken a break, doing some chores and about to get myself cleaned up. I actually went ahead and put some baby back ribs in the crock pot. I'm just gonna let dinner kind of cook itself, so then later tonight I can just stop, I can eat, and I don't have to worry about doing nothing. Let me show you what's been going on with the RBZ because everything's back in, sort of. Man, there's so much garbage just associated with creature features. So everything is back in under the dash, all the venting, all the ducting. Man, I'm pretty excited about the way it turned out. I'm actually gonna give Ivan a call. He said he wanted to see how the dash goes back in, just learn a little bit, so cool beans on that. And then we should have the interior completely back together here in the next few hours. In the meantime, I'm also moving on to the engine bay, and I've already removed the oil catch cans, finally hook up the actual little drain cock valve thingies. Talking about these things right here. I just never installed them because the bottoms of the catch cans ended up right up against the battery tray, so I just need to drill that out and maybe open it up, and then I can start draining those things. They've been filling up a lot lately, man, and not oil, like water. The other day I took them apart and they were halfway full of water and like oily residue. This is what has been coming out of them, and it's just water and oil and probably gasoline fumes. It's disgusting. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I still need to start stripping away some of the coolant lines, but everything seems to be on track. I'm gonna go get myself cleaned up, knock out a couple more chores around my house because you know what? Life keeps happening and I can't be a slob. I'll be back when we start putting this thing together and you'll be along with me. Small update for some big progress, man. The interior is completely back together and good to go, with the exception of the side pods. Some time ago, my right pod actually kind of disintegrated when I was trying to do something, and Ivan was really cool. He loaned me his because he wasn't using it, and now taking the left pod apart, that has completely disintegrated and taking it apart. They're just old. It looks like it's been repaired before, so I'm gonna forgo just getting some new ones, and that kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. For the meantime, I'm probably gonna roll podless until the new ones roll in, and then I'll just put them in this week. Everything else in the interior is back together. I've been working a bit underneath the hood at the moment, but I have decided something, guys. I'm really kind of out of time, and I'm just not willing to continue the gamble and not be ready to go to school in the coming day. For the time being, I'm gonna put everything back the way I've had it in the past, which there's really nothing wrong with it. Changing it really won't make a difference one way or the other, but someday I want to get a little less cluttered down there, and I think we'll get to it eventually, but for right now, it's time to move on. Tonight though, I'm done. I'm gonna finish all that up tomorrow. In the meantime, remember how I talked about those ribs I was working on? Bruh. Oh baby. It almost ended up like a stew, man. Got some freaking tater tots going on as well. I'm about to get my groove on, dude, and chow this stuff, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. RBZ is back together, man, and the last thing I have left is to fill the coolant. But man, oh man, I really like the way it turned out. Everything in the engine bay is back together, and there are little subtle differences. The way I rerouted some things, the way I connected some things, kind of minimized a couple things, specifically the drain cocks for the catch cans, install them onto that plate. That's actually a heat shield that protects some brake lines from, you know, the exhaust manifold that would have been there on a VG. Perfect place to mount them, and yeah, man, ended up really, really good. I'm super stoked about the way that turned out. Now it's just the time to fill it full of coolant, do the burpee bubbles, and all that song and dance. In the meantime, one, I told you I was gonna order those pods. I did that last night right before I went to sleep. And also, since I've been out here in the garage, check this out. Overnight parts from Japan, baby. Oh yeah. Super stoked about that. That means that's the last piece of the puzzle that I needed for that particular project, but that will be another TueZday garage. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all burped out, get it running. Let's experience some heat that doesn't smell like coolant. The RBZ is filled, she's burped, she's bled, she's ready to go, man. Everything is good to go. I had it sitting here for an idle for a while. It's blowing freaking really nice. It smells sanitary. It's awesome, dude. It's so awesome. No leaks detected, and man, I'm kind of getting to be a little bit of a pro in bleeding this car. Super excited, super stoked by that, man. I'd love to take you guys out for a drive, but it is now the afternoon of my last day of the weekend, and I've got some errands I gotta run, but I gotta knock them out quick, and I gotta put this video together for you for tomorrow's TueZday garage. Stick around. We finally got some parts in. It's gonna complement everything that's up there on the shelf. We had a cool chance to work on Roland's Z, and some of you guys have been asking about Ivan's Z. I have been filming the work that we've been doing on Ivan's Z. Sometime together, I wanna put everything together in one TueZday garage extra episode. Ivan's Z will make it to the channel, and you guys can see what we've been working on. But in the meantime, I'll see you later. Ciao a tutti, and aloha. Bye-bye.